Hello. Good evening, everyone. Can all of you hear me? Okay. Prabha can hear me. Satish, what about you? Kelvin, Abdul, can all of you hear me as well? Okay, Abdul says yes. What about others? Satish and Kelvin, can both of you hear me as well? Satish and Kelvin, can both of you hear me? Okay, Rezi has joined. Seher has joined. Rezi, can you hear me? Seher, can you hear me? Okay, Rezi can hear me. Seher also can hear me. That's great. What about Kelvin and Satish Kumar? Okay. So, good evening to all of you and welcome to the IMTS and thank you for attending my class today. I hope all of you are doing great and have a great day today. Right, and also I hope everyone can hear me clearly and there is no background noise from my end. Alright, everyone? Okay, Prabhas is clear. Okay. So the topic that we will be discussing today will be strategic management, right? We will go through the basics of strategic management, and we will also go through the process of strategic management. What are processes are followed in strategic management? Okay, Nixon has joined us. Nixon, good evening. Can you hear me? Nixon, can you hear me clearly? Okay, great. So welcome to MTS Nixon. Hope you are doing good and have a great day today. Thank you for attending my class. MBA class. Who is MBA class? What is the name? Who has logged with the name MBA class? Okay, so Maria and Sanobar has joined us as well. Maria, good evening. Can you hear me? Sanobar, can you hear me? Hello, how are you? Good evening. Welcome to IMTS. Maria. Okay, I am Ramakrishnan. While logging, it was asking to type something, so I type MBA class just to enter. Okay, no issues. Ramakrishnan, good evening and welcome to IMTS. Right, thank you for attending my class today. Hope you are doing good and have a great day today. Okay. So let's start with the class without wasting any further time. So the topic that we will be discussing today is about strategic management, right? We will go through the basics of strategic management and see what it is, right? Its origin, its why is it needed, right? Path to strategic management, right? The challenges of strategic management, right? We will see all these points under strategic management. Okay. What is strategic management? Does anyone have any idea what exactly it is? Why do we use it? Anyone? Okay, Mr. Ramiz Rahim has joined us. Ramiz, good evening. Can you hear me? Marius is defining objectives. Okay. Prabha, what about you? Why do we use strategic management? Policy management, Ramakrishnan says. Okay. Taking action, Maria says. Okay, that's good, Maria. Kelvin says it involves the formulation and implementation of the major goals and the initiatives taken by a top management, company's top management. Okay, that's good. And utilizing the resources. Okay, that's true. That's true, Kelvin and Maria. Okay, so up to a great extent, all of you are right. Okay, so let's see. I hope all of you can see the PPT I have uploaded on the whiteboard. Prabha says to make practical decisions. Yes, that's true. Okay, Nixon wrote strategic management involves the formulation and implementation of the major goals and initiatives taken by a company's top management on behalf of owners based on consideration of resources and an assessment of the internal and external environment in which the organization competes. Yes, that's a beautiful definition given by Nixon, right? Okay, now let's see what exactly it is. Strategic management is defined as the set of managerial decisions and actions that determines the long-run performance of a corporation. It includes the environmental scanning, both the internal environment and the external environment, the strategy formulation, the strategy implementation, evaluation and control. It focuses on integrating management like marketing, finance, accounting, production or operations, research and development, and computer information systems to achieve organizational success. Now let's see the benefits of strategic management. Clearer sense of a strategic vision, right? With the help of strategic management, the employees or the top management have a clear vision or the goals of the organization. Sharper focus on what is strategically important. Improved understanding of rapidly changing environment, right? So it will be easy to grasp and get into a new environment quickly with the help of strategic management. Now let's see the three key strategic questions. Where is your organization now? It means that where does your organization stands now? If no changes are made, where will the organization be in 1, 2 or 10 years from now? And the answers that comes are they acceptable, right? If the answers are not acceptable, what specific actions should management undertake? What are the risks and payoffs involved? Right, so a management or an organization tries to find the answer of these three questions with the help of a strategic management. Clear so far? Where does the organization stands now? Right, where does the management see the organization in the next 5 to 10 years? Right, if the answer is not acceptable to the management, then what are changes that needs to be made right, to make the organization achieve its heights. Now let's see this model, which is called strategic management model. Right, in this we have covered all the four domains, that is the environmental scanning, the strategy formation, strategy implementation, and evaluation and control. Can all of you see the model? Okay. Okay, now the first thing which all of you can see is the environmental scanning. In environmental scanning, we have both types of environment, the external environments as well as the internal environment. So in external environment, we generally focuses on the societal environmental general forces, the task, the environment industry analysis. While in internal, we focus on the structure, the chain of command, the culture of the culture within the organization, the beliefs, the expectations of the employees, the values of the organizations, the resources the organization have, the assets, the skills, competencies, and knowledge level the employees have in the organization. Then comes the strategy formulation. Strategy formulation means forming a strategy. So in that there are four major steps, that is the mission, objectives, strategies, and policies. So in mission, organization sets up their mission, right? Reason for existence. Why is the company existing? What the company is exactly trying to do in future? What the company is exactly trying to achieve, right? All those things are answered in mission. Then the objectives or the goals of the organization. What results to accomplish by when, right? Where does the company wants to see themselves in 5 years and how? What will be the blueprint, right? So all what will be the path that the organization will follow to achieve its objectives. So all the right, so the top management tries to find the answers of all these questions for their organization. Then they have strategies. Plan to achieve the mission and objectives. So the once the mission and the objectives and the goals are set for any organization, then the blueprint will be made or the strategies will be made to achieve those missions and objectives. And last one, policies, broad guidelines for decision making, right? Now a specific set of rules are made for each department, right, for each authority or for each blueprint. Blueprint means the map. Like Maria, suppose when someone makes a house, right, on a land, right, then what they do initially, they make a layout, right, of how many of the size of the rooms, how the room looks like, right, where will be the gallery, where will be the bathroom, where will be the dressing room, where will be the dining room, right? So they make a layout in the butter paper, if we have seen, or in the chart paper structure, you mean? Yes, exactly, right. On right, so dressing paper, yes. So similarly, the strategies are made accordingly, the rough sketch, yeah, right. And then the policies are made for each employee or for each department, which every employee has to follow. Why are policies important? So that there is no conflict of ego among the employees, and each employee is aware of their roles and responsibilities and the level to which they can take decisions, or the authority level, right? Now once that is made, then once the strategy is formed or made, then the next step is strategy implementation. Then the top management starts implementing their strategy. So in that there are three steps. One is the programs, then budgets, and then procedures. So in programs, we have activities needed to accomplish a plan. What all day-to-day activities the employees need to perform or do to achieve the plan or the goals they have set, right? So the list of activities are discussed or decided at this level. Then the budget, the activities or the plans that the top management have made. What all resources are required? How much salary will they be paid? Right, and other direct and indirect resources. How much money is needed for them, right? So the total budget is decided that the company will spend for achieving their plans or goals. And the last step is procedures, sequence of steps needed to do the job, right? So the hierarchy is discussed of how the workflow will be in procedures. Then we have the evaluation. Evaluation is to evaluate something, right? Process to monitor the performance and take corrective measures. Once everything is done and set up, there's a team which monitors the whole process, right? And gives their feedback on it. And if they feel that something is going wrong, they can take the corrective actions for it, right? Which is called feedback or learning. So this is what a strategic management model is all about. Clear? Any doubts so far anyone has? Okay. Let's move to the next slide. Okay. Environmental scanning. Now we can also go through the each of the four domains in detail. In environmental scanning, what happens? Monitoring, evaluating, and disseminating information from the environment to key people within the corporation. Scan via SWOT analysis, right? So one method of scanning the environment is by using the SWOT analysis. Do you know? Does everyone know what is SWOT? What is the full form of SWOT? Let's see how many of you knows what is SWOT. Prabha says strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Very good, Prabha. See, SWOT, the full form of SWOT is strength. S stands for strength. Strength means the strength of your organization or your company. W stands for weakness, the weakness of your organization or company. And O stands for opportunity, the opportunity which your organization expects or is looking for. And T stands for threat. It means the threat from your partners, right, or the threat from your competitors. So so all those four parameters are discussed in SWOT analysis. Look for opportunities or threats in the external environment. Look for strength or weakness in the internal organization, right? So in environmental scanning, the top management generally discuss all their strength and weakness, and how can they convert their weakness into opportunities or weakness into strength, right? So as to minimize their weakness. So all those things are worked upon. Then strategy formulation. The process of developing long-range plans to deal effectively with environmental opportunities and threats in light of corporate strength and weakness. It is composed of mission, objectives, strategies, policies, right? Mission is the purpose or the reason for the corporation's existence. I already told you. It tells who the company is, what they do, as well as what they would like to become. Objectives, the end results of planned activities. They state what is to be accomplished by when, right? They should be quantified if possible. Should be specific, measurable, and obtainable. Let's see the strategy. Strategy is what? It is a comprehensive master plan, starting how the corporation will achieve its mission and objectives. There are three types of strategies. One is a corporate strategy in which a corporation's overall direction and the management of its business. Then we have a business strategy. It emphasizes on improving the competitive position of a corporation's products or services in a specific industry or market segment. And last one, functional, concerned with developing a distinctive competence to provide a company or business unit with a competitive advantage. So these are the three types of strategies: a corporate strategy, a business strategy, as well as a functional strategy. Clear, everyone, so far? Any doubt anyone have? Satish, are you following me or not? We have discussed this topic before, okay? Have we discussed the process, the strategic management process in the previous class? Yes or no, Prabha? Right. So see, I know that all of you have learned this topic, right? But you learned it a long time back. So I wanted to give you the background before coming to the process, which is this PPT. This is the exact PPT. Okay. Right. Now this is the hierarchy of strategy. Right. The corporate strategy is made in corporate headquarters where all the MDs and the GMs sit together. Then the business strategy is discussed in strategic business unit, and then the functional strategy is discussed in each department, like the manufacturing department, the finance department, marketing department, research and development department, or the human resource department. So which hierarchy is greatest? Corporate, business, or functional? Which one is greatest? Which hierarchy? Corporate strategy, business strategy, or functional strategy? So what about corporate strategy? Okay. What about others? Okay, let's move to the next slide. What are policies? Policies are the guidelines, the broad guidelines for making decisions. For example, a 3M's policy requiring the researchers to spend 15% of their time working on something other than their primary project. Then the implementation of their strategy. So the purpose of putting strategies and policies into action through the development of Prabha is asking what is 3M policy. I have taught you earlier the 3M's. One second. I don't know, I need to check. Okay. Then comes the implementation of the strategy. So once the strategy is formulated, it is implemented. So the process of putting strategies and policies into action through the development of programs, that is the statement of activities or steps needed to accomplish a single use plan. Then the budgets, statement of a corporation's program in dollar terms, and last one, procedures, the systems of sequential steps or techniques that describe in detail how to perform particular task or job. I already told you these stuff. Next is evaluation. It is the process of monitoring the corporate activities and performance results so that actual performances can be compared with the desired performance, right? So by the end of the process, what you have achieved with what you have thought in the beginning of the process of what you will going to achieve. That is what evaluation is. Right, so you can also summarize it like this. Right, the first is evaluate current performance result, then examine and evaluate the current mission, objectives, strategies and policies. And the next step is review corporate governance like the board of directors, too many agreements, right? And then over here there are two steps. One is scan and assess the external environment, and the other one is scan and assess the internal environment. For internal, the next step will be to analyze the internal factors like the strength and the weakness. Similarly, for external factors, we have to analyze the strength, and opportunities and the threats. Opportunities which the organization can encash, and the threats which they can expect from their competitors. Right? And then you have to select the strategic factor or the SWOT. Then the next step is to review and revise as necessary. Review the mission and the objective and revise it if required. Then generate and evaluate the strategic alternatives. Select and recommend best alternative. Implement strategies like programs, budgets, procedures, and finally evaluate and control. So the first 6 steps are strategy formulation. Then the 7th step is strategy implementation, and the last step is evaluation and control. Clear, everyone? Nixon, can you hear me now? Everyone, yes or no? Make sure others can hear me. Okay, now let's come to the process, the strategic management process. So in process, we have the process of formulation of the strategy, implementation, evaluation and control of the strategies to realize the organization's strategic intent. Okay, just give me a second. Let me take a glass of water and then we will continue. Just excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Can all of you hear me? What about others? Only Prabha is responding. I'm not seeing the response of others. Satish, Kelvin, Abdul, Rezi, Seher, Maria, Sanobar, Nixon. Okay, fine. These three steps we already have seen: strategic formulation, implementation, and evaluation and control. Let's see this strategic management process. So first is formation of mission and objectives. Then we have a SWOT analysis. Then we have consideration of strategic alternatives. Then the choice of the strategy. Then the implementation. And last one is evaluation and control. Let's see what strategic formulation says. Strategic formulation involves four important steps, which are: number one, determination of mission and objectives, analysis of strength and weakness of the firm, environmental opportunities and threats, generation of alternative strategies, and choosing the most appropriate strategy. Clear? already discussed in the previous PPT. Now let's see determination of mission and objectives. Strategic management can be defined as the art and science of formulating, implementing, and evaluating cross-functional decisions that enables an organization to achieve its objectives. In short, strategy is a means to achieve the objectives. It is therefore quite obvious that determine the mission and objective is the first step in the strategic formation. So this is the first step. What is mission? The mission defines the broad social purpose and the scope of the organization, whereas objectives more specifically defines the directions to achieving the mission. Objectives help translate the organization mission into results. While objectives may be generic in their expression, goals set specific targets to be achieved within a time frame. SWOT analysis. In strategic management, the term strategic is used to mean pertaining to the relation between the firm and its environment. This indicates the role of SWOT, but we have already discussed. Strategic alternatives. Given the mission and objectives and having analyzed the strength and weakness of the firm and environmental opportunities and threats, this strategy should proceed to generate possible alternative strategies. Right. So we have to have a plan B and plan C as well. Suppose if plan A fails or the first strategy fails, we need to have alternative strategy plans as well, which comes into action if in case plan A fails. Evaluation and choice. The purpose of considering different strategic options is to adopt the most appropriate strategy. This necessitates the evaluation of strategic alternatives with reference to certain criteria. Criteria such as suitability, right? Whether that alternative suits the process or not, the feasibility, whether it is practically possible to implement that alternative strategy, and acceptable, whether it is universally accepted by everyone or not, are commonly employed to evaluate the strategic options. Clear? Okay, 1 second. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Next is the implementation. Operationalizing the strategy requires transcending the various components of a strategy to different levels, like the mobilization and allocation of the resources, structuring the authority, the responsibility, the task and information follows, and establishing the policies. Implementation of a strategy involves a number of administrative and operational decisions. Then the last one is evaluation and control. Evaluation and control is the last phase of the strategic management process. The objective is to examine whether the strategy as implemented is meeting its objectives, and if not, then the corrective step needs to be taken. Continuous monitoring is required for the environment, and implementation of the strategy is essential. Let's see the benefits and relevant of strategic management. The first benefit: strategic management helps to envision an organization's future, formulate mission, and make objectives clear. Strategic management makes the management dynamic, appropriate to the environment, and future oriented. It makes people realize what they are doing for, what is expected of each of them, divisions, functional departments, and to some extent individuals. Strategic management facilitates better delegation, organization monitoring, performance evaluation, and control. Strategic management would enable a company to meet compensations more effectively. These are the benefits. What are the limitations of strategic management? Strategic management is a means to achieve the mission and objectives of the organization. Hence, any lack of realism or other limitation of the mission or objectives would naturally get reflected in the strategy. Another problem is that strategic planning is a complex and difficult task which requires people with vision, expertise, and commitment and appropriate system. So highly skilled people are required. An important limitation of strategic management is that if the implementation of a strategy is not effective, even an excellent strategy would not produce the expected result. But is not effective. Right, so this is all for this topic. So it's easy, not a very complicated topic. Any questions anyone has for me? Okay, so we can wind up the class as there is nothing much to explain. Right, so see you tomorrow everyone. Good night. Take care. Bye bye. See you.